But you could potentially make people so sick.
If you like ran through how to just like suck at this through ChatGPT.
This kind of stuff goes on so much more than people realize. We have been hearing about the scandal that is NZ Muscle, which is a supplement company in New Zealand. Because
so you know what it is.
I know generally. I haven't seen the full video myself. I've heard about it, and I thought we could have a bit of a blind react and see what's going on and how that relates to how we do things.
We came across a Reddit thread from 2024 telling a story of how a customer purchased supplements from NZ Muscle that arrived past their expiry date.
Can you imagine just selling expired stock and being like, this is fine.
not telling anybody about it just to save a buck.
But you could potentially make people so sick. I wish that was a surprise.
There's a lot of corners that get cut to around brands that will basically just like fudge the expiration date as well, or not test through expiration. I've heard of other brands in the category that will try to hide it by, just basically relabeling, or they'll act like the probiotics will survive through expiration, but the testing has only been done at the time of manufacture. So they'll say like this has 52 billion probiotics, but that won't be at time of expiration. So if you get that product a year and a half in to a 2-year shelf life, it might have 1 billion probiotics left because they didn't do the testing.
We decided to have a look at their Google reviews. Placed 2 orders for protein from NZ Muscle ourselves. The protein wasn't expired, to be fair, but it was cutting it close. The label was entirely in Spanish, by leaving them a 1-star review. These are all different products and none of them have 1 or 2-star reviews.
Seen this before.
Yeah, this definitely goes on in the category where we've seen brands on their website and also on Amazon, they'll have a significant number of bad reviews, like an average 3.8 star rating. And then overnight, somehow they jumped to 4.5 stars and all these bad reviews got removed. If you research brands in other places other than where they can control the reviews, you'll see
you go on like Reddit,
you'll see what real people say about it, and there's like all sorts of experiences that doesn't align. It is unrealistic. Like you are gonna have people who have a bad experience with it. They didn't like the taste of a product. The product didn't arrive in time or arrive damaged. So like it's impossible to have all 5-star reviews, no matter how good the product is.
They are selling you an inferior protein with less protein by percentage than their regular whey. It just comes with a bigger scoop.
We've seen that before, haven't we? Mm-hmm. That's also like super common in the industry as well. And it's not just related to this brand. There are lots of other brands who will have huge scoop sizes upwards beyond 40 grams. And then if you actually look at the percentage of protein in there, often it's less than half of the serving is protein. And then the rest you're getting is creamers and fillers and flavors and
gums,
exactly, and things that on a good day they just make it taste good, and on a bad day they could lead to digestive distress.
Some companies are looking for ways to increase their margin on protein products with sneaky
I will say quickly that this is why it was so important to us to get like a high protein content in our protein as in our serving size. So I think we have like 23 grams per 32.5 grams of protein in our serving size, and that's very rare.
I'd like to remove myself as an affiliate, especially if the brand is going to stand by products like the high protein powder.
I think more influencers need to take a really hard look at the products that they recommend and do a proper analysis on what's in them.
They admitted that their supplier could not provide any independent verification of their creatine levels.
Yeah, and I mean this is unfortunately very common, especially in the US, like creatine gummies. It's a gold rush, right? People say, oh, creatine gummies, I can get creatine now, and like gummies are big. But creatine is it's very hard to work with, right? Like, and this is where quality production matters and brands doing things the right way, because it is a difficult ingredient, right? It's things like the acidity levels, right? The pH levels, like those matter, how it's processed. And gummies are also a naturally difficult process, right? Your high temperatures, high heat, difficult manufacturing process. So many brands will just like rush to market to bring creatine gummies because they see dollar signs. And then the net result of that, because they're not good at manufacturing and they're not diligent about the production process and checking and testing and making sure that they're handling it the right way, the net result is that the gummies don't contain creatine. In some cases, like no detectable creatine, and in other cases, you think you're getting 5 grams of creatine, you're getting 3 or 4, right? Which, when you're looking at studies based around 5 grams and you want the health benefits of getting 5 grams of creatine per serving, if you're only getting half of that or less, I mean, if you're getting any less, it's wrong, right? So it doesn't surprise me at all that they there's this creatine scandal, because this is very common throughout the creatine space.
So they went, oh, we should probably take ours off and figure out if it has enough creatine in it. And then they realized it didn't. So then they took it off and then they tried to sell it at a discount.
Discount it. It's
to
got
think
60% of the creatine. Just discount it 60%.
Like what? Or they tested it and they knew.
Haven't confirmed that Korea Bear's gummies don't meet label claims. What we've said is that our supplier could not provide independent third-party verification.
Do the verification yourself. That's crazy. Why on earth would you ever work with a supplier who couldn't even verify? Oh my gosh.
Third-party tested and therefore sold at cost price.
You don't say it hasn't been tested and thus we're not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it means you tested it and there wasn't enough creatine in it, and you don't want to admit that you tested it and found that.
Korea Bears have been relaunched and are third-party tested for creatine content.
Well, I'll say too that I've seen brands in the creatine space, including the creatine gummy space, brands will say that they third-party test now. Like, customers want to know that the brand is third-party tested, but the brands won't tell you the results. And like, we've tested some of these products ourselves, and we've seen that they contain less creatine. On their website, and it will say, we're third-party tested. They don't say that they passed the third-party test.
Also recently sent out an email to their entire customer base, emphasizing the importance of why they batch test every tub.
Well, you can't batch test every tub. It's like, that doesn't
make sense.
Yeah, you produce a batch, and then you take samples from that batch, and that batch has all of the paperwork and documentation, everything from that specific run, and then you test those samples. It's a ridiculous statement to say we batch test every single tub, because they're not sending your tub to a testing lab and then testing it and then repackaging it after they opened it and then sending it to you.
Super helpful employee Thomas provided us with a HASTO test report, which was great to confirm there were no banned substances within the product, but what it did not show was the actual contents of the products.
NSF Sport and Inform Sport are incredible certifications for things like banned substances. In particular, like, these were created for athletes and people whose careers depend on not taking products that are contaminated with banned substances. But that doesn't do, like, just like this person was saying, it doesn't tell you that the product meets active ingredient, like, label claims, right? It doesn't say, okay, this product contains the active ingredients in the amounts that it says on the label. That's why we went for and created this 5 Nations standard, is because we needed something that covered all of the different areas of potency, safety, transparency, purity.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's a brand going, look at us, we're so amazing. We didn't put any illicit drugs in our product that we didn't tell you about.
Yeah. You just might not get any creatine, but it doesn't contain, it's not like a doping product.
But all this support staff can send us is a certificate of analysis.
Well, a certificate of analysis from the supplier will just be documentation from at the supplier level saying, like, this creatine that you received before it goes in the finished products is, like, here are the specs on that ingredient. That doesn't answer the question of, like, is the finished product, after they blend it and they mix it with flavors and other ingredients and they put it in ideally the right quantity and the right amount, like, after the result of the manufacturing process, then is that product tested? Because that's what the customer is getting. Like, it doesn't matter if, in this case, their creatine supplier from China sent them a piece of paper saying, here, we shipped you the raw creatine powder, and here are the standard specs on it. That's not third-party testing. That's something completely different.
I've even got photos of the rubbish bin in the station where it shows the EHP labels ripped off in the bin next to badly applied NZ Muscle Whey stickers.
Also priced an extra 20%, knowing that you'll pay more for something that you think is locally made.
They just sold another company's protein?
And pretended that it was made in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm so tired. Why do people do this?
Dion specifically asked me, do not film, the top right-hand corner, because that's where all the EHP banana was packed.
So it's like, there's too much in wellness now. Like, there's way too many companies and brands, like, basically just trying to sell you everything. And it's kind of gross. Like, I miss the days, like, years ago when it was just when it was like there were a lot less brands just constantly trying to sell you everything as like the best, or the solution, whatever, because the net result is that like you get all these people who are doing low quality things, and it's like, honestly, it's like buying a knockoff Rolex or whatever. But you see how much time and energy brands put into the marketing. Highly sought after New Zealand dairy from the farms of New Zealand, and this. It's like they like, imagine that energy put into like, hey, maybe we should make sure we have unexpired products.
Leaked footage from inside Enza Muscle shows an employee barehanded repackaging the creatine that you're putting in your body.
It's also like amazing in a bad way how much like effort this takes to be bad. Like it's like really hard work to be that bad.
Bags the creatine from the machine into the bags and seals them. That's his like whole job. He spends most of his hours.
Why are they? I don't understand.
Putting creatine from one bag into another bag, I hopefully will find out.
Okay.
And these licenses ensure that businesses handle and sell safe food or supplements. It's super easy to check if businesses have either of these, as MPI publicly lists all license holders. So we can just search Enza Muscle and they should pop up, and nothing comes up.
Working with a low quality manufacturer who doesn't have certifications and CGMP verification, that product that you're consuming is more likely to have problems associated with it than a brand and product that is made at a top tier, best in class manufacturing.
I'm remembering visiting our probiotic manufacturer. Do you remember doing that? And we had like hairnet, like full, like oversuit, like shoe bags on, and we had to, we couldn't even go into the main area where it was being blended because that's just not.
Yeah, exactly.
Protein products also get run through the exact same machines with no cleaning in between.
This is how people get sick, or how you get allergen issues pop up, or like through contamination. When we go visit facilities, like oftentimes we will see almost always like a cleaning in progress, which is great to see. And the rooms are set up for it, the facilities are set up for it. And they're constantly cleaning and sanitizing, after they do a run, because you don't want, I mean, these things are so fine, these powders, they get in the air, they get stuck in the machinery, like you need proper cleaning to rinse them out before you run something else. Otherwise, you're going to be getting all sorts of like a cornucopia of ingredients that you never ordered.
Remember that Spanish tub of Isopure we showed you earlier? Yeah, that's the exact same tub. Well, actually, hundreds of them, although these ones are empty, and for some reason in the bin right outside their warehouse.
A lot of the whole market for reselling short-dated products is super dodgy, and like the people who do it, I'm sorry, I don't have like nice things to say about them. They're also very dodgy.
We've had people reach out to us and they've been,
they're evil, and clearly they just want to like...
They just want to make money, they don't care how they do it.
They're just picking this stuff up off the dodgy resale market for short-dated products and being like, oh yeah, well, that will save us $7 on making the product and we'll just pack it by hand. It's next level.
As of recording this video, every single no-brand product, aside from their whey protein and BCAAs, have been removed from sale, including the isolate and the whey plus, which remember, they also changed the nutrition panels for and removed certain claims from.
If you like ran through how to just like suck at this through ChatGPT, be like how to run like the most like idiotic, like messed up supplement operation, it would give you ideas like this. Like you should repackage stuff in, like from other countries and buy short-dated product from overseas and have somebody doing stuff with their bare hands.
And the only communication around this topic has been the cease and desist they sent us, and that one singular internal email that was sent to their social media ambassadors.
I guess I'll just say too, like it's good on these guys for unpacking all of this, but like the takeaway some people might have is that this is just this one company like that's doing this really bad. And I'm not even trying to pick on this company anymore, other than I'll say like this is bigger than just this one company, right? Like if you think this one little family-owned company in New Zealand is doing this, you have to think about what the giant American companies are doing, who are extremely profit-minded, extremely focused on just selling more stuff at the cheapest possible price, right? This is like, unfortunately, the tip of the iceberg, right? Like the marketing is really shiny, the branding, the packaging looks really good. It says nothing about what goes on inside the companies or with these products and how they're made and the quality that goes behind them, right? Like all of these tactics and tricks we've seen for big American supplement companies. We've heard of this similar things happening, like products being made in unsanitary ways, companies claiming that they're manufacturing at CGMP facilities, CGMP certified facilities, and they're not. Companies saying that they're testing and they're not actually testing. I mean, the list goes on of like horror stories that we hear, including talking to some of the biggest labs, like third-party ISO accredited labs in the States, who are at the top of the game in terms of quality and process.
I feel defeated watching this, and I don't take their products,
Right.
but it just makes me sad that there are people like this in the world that run these companies. Like, we're one of the few brands that is actually publishing our results, and it is for reasons like this so that people can know and trust, and it's gotten to that level, things have been so bad that it's necessary for us to do that. Even if you don't buy a product from us, please just go and ask the brand that you're buying from to give you the results that they're claiming they have.
To stop their 6-year pattern of brazenly breaking the law.
Why does this industry attract these people? Oh.
I think because there's less rules, right? And that's
Right.
why they like.
Or it's easier to skirt them, perhaps?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know.
Get away with it for 20 years.
They see it as an opportunity, right? They don't see it as like the same way that necessarily other people see it, which is like, oh, this is a mission-driven thing. They see, oh, there's lots of wiggle room here to get away with this, right? It attracts it.
It's part-taken. I don't know what.
Oh, really?
Oh, because they're going to have
It's
to
worth-
share the test results.
Yeah.
I hope they also
Yeah.
tested the
Jeez.
things like microbial and allergens, and that'll
Yeah.
be a mess.
Yeah, well, we can.
Oh, I don't know if I want to watch.
No.